Nagabenta ki khubor baman kasngi pet but subscribe ya u antor news.
Blay phi baro ginigilong ki khubor bam dagasngi. UMLA ka VPP na mauring kneng ulawan ra akamat yatai balingkot haying dorbar. Yadai baka jingterwa penkalaya ka jaka klau syaka industrial estate habernihan. Uba Havingstone Kharpran haka kenta jingkali jingka private members business men haka nrutrek ulber kwa bantip na ka sorkar jilla ka jaka deki akar balatirwa penkalaya ka industrial estate ka yad kumno. Kibala Kershan yakni kilang uba Aden Mila Basayo Moj President VPP haba jubab yakni nakaliang Menteri Rangba ke jela konrat ke sangma uyuthu ba kajaka ba shispa alai nyo akar bala terwa penkalai ke industrial estate ka babiang nadong hadong habernihan kamdei setia kajaka klau haba kularu ba ke sorkar kan penya chakmat yakam satang ondayo ya ke jingmenjur kipat ba kabaar kamdei setia ka bangi shushim yakni kajaka ba lasha hi kinmi ke kharkhana kakam kabang sedang yang menta kalong ban IT ka jaka na katnat soil and conservation but not horticulture syah ka sorkar kidon la nilai teli ki jing ai jing hikai badang yat ber ka sorkar ka sngo ba kani ka jaka kade kabam da pendon kambha bad yo I ba shibun ki eki la banne hakani ka jaka bar kumtang ila rai ka wei ba yakani ka jaka de ban IT no syah ka sorkar uyathu bekini ki artli kitnan uns ai bujli ya ka jaka shakiwe ki jaka khnang na kabenta ki jaka bal IT no sha ka sorkar.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, at the very outset, I would like to thank the Honourable Member, Shri Havingstone Kharpran, Honourable Member from Morankaneng, for having tabled this short duration discussion. I also would like to thank Honourable MLA from Nongkrem, Honourable Leader of Opposition, Honourable MLA from Mosungram, for having participated in this short duration discussion. Sir, in fact, I'm very happy that this short duration discussion has come up. And it is in fact an opportunity for me to clarify so many misconceptions that are prevailing regarding this project, and also to clarify the stand of the government on not only this project but also larger aspect of how the government plans to work in the future, and many other issues and concerns that other members, our local MLA, Sostenes Sotun, also had participated. I forgot to mention his name earlier. Thank you for your participation. Being a local MLA, it is obviously of a major concern to him. And I have noted down all the points that he has mentioned. So let me start by clarifying one basic misconception. The members have all mentioned, including the mover, that forest land is being converted into industrial estate in Byrni. So the first misconception is, this is not a forest land. It is not a recorded forest land, sir. It is not in the records of the government. And hence, the first point in itself, that this is a forest land, is completely incorrect. As per our records as of today, the records clearly mention this is not a forest land. It is not in the record of the government. So let me please clarify that once. So everybody's thinking that it's a forest land is now going to be converted into industrial. It is not a recorded forest land, sir. I want to repeat it one more time. Number two, I would like to share that it is not that we just take this particular land and tomorrow itself the industry start. No, sir. The only process that we have started as of now is to transfer this land from the soil conservation and the horticulture department to the government. That is all. Nothing beyond that as of now. And the reason why we're doing that is because this particular land is currently having some activity related to horticulture and some training programs. If I'm not wrong, there are 2 or 3 programs of training going on. And as a government, we felt that this land, based on its location, is being underutilized. There is much more we can do with that land. And hence, we have decided only one thing, which is that this land should be given back to the government, which is within the department. It's just interdepartmental kind of a movement. And these other departments will be then given a separate land in some other part of the state, so that they are compensated for this land which is being given to the government. That's the second misconception I wanted to clear. So we are only transferring the land as of now. Third, sir, the total size of this land is not thousands of acres as mentioned. It is precisely 137 acres. 127 acres of the soil conservation and 10 acres of horticulture. So it's a 137 acre land, not, as I said, thousands of acres as was being mentioned. So with this basic background, that number one, it is not a recorded forest land. So I think the question of us mentioning again and again forest land being transferred for industries, forest land being transferred in industries, is the first misconception that I would like to clarify. Second point, as I said, which I want to clarify, is a point that this is, as of now, a transfer of government land to government land. So from one department to another department, and the department from whom the land is being taken is going to be compensated by being given a land somewhere else. And we're doing it basically because this land has much more value and is underutilized, and it can be utilized in a much more better manner. And third, as I said, the land size is 137 acres. So with this background, I would like to now touch on some of the concerns and issues that have been mentioned. Sir, yesterday or day before yesterday, I can't remember, but when the Honorable MLA from byrni had brought out this issue of the pollution in, MLA from Jirang had brought out the issue of pollution in byrni. Sir, I had mentioned in my reply that all the records that have been shown in different newspaper clippings were records that were taken by the Assam monitoring station, which came out with the numbers and showed very poor AQI. Whereas the Meghalaya, when we looked at our stations and our equipments that we placed, in the month of January, the same period, 2025 January, our readings have shown that the areas, 3 locations in those areas where we have stations, showed satisfactory and moderate in the EPIP section. So I want to clarify this also, that yes, we obviously would want to make sure that the air quality is the best possible for our citizens. But all I'm trying to clarify right now, sir, is that the very poor index that we keep referring to is from the Assam station. Whereas we don't refer to the readings from our own station. And our own station readings, I have mentioned yesterday, says satisfactory, and in one location it says moderate. So it is not very poor as being mentioned. We are following the Assam station. I guess since we have our own stations, we should look at our own stations. But yes, is the pollution an issue? It is an issue. We must not ignore it. And we must not just simply go by this and say, well, everything is okay. Absolutely not. But I just want to clarify the misconception in one way that it's very poor, but that's because Assam stations showed that. But our stations have given a different figure, and I would like to stick with ours, and we would want to make this obviously from satisfactory to good, and if possible, very good also. Sir, in regards of the land itself, just want to share with you that 55.9% of the land is degraded shrub land. So honorable member who had raised this had brought a point that why don't we go for shrub land, wasteland. So I'm happy to share with the honorable member that 55% of this training institute, I'm talking about the detailed use of the land there. So about the training institute in the CTI section, about close to 55.9% within just the Conservation Training Institute. I'm not talking about the entire 137, but the Training Institute, which is about 71 acres, about half of that. There is about 40 hectares of land, which is degraded land, which is 55% of that Conservation Training Institute. So for any project that we would move forward with in the future, so would require us to then do the environmental impact assessment, take the CTE, CTO, and all other procedures will need to be followed case-to-case basis. So therefore, the question of us doing a impact assessment or a environment impact assessment doesn't arise now, because right now we are only transferring the land from one department to the other. So therefore, we have not done that. We are definitely going to do that as and when, case-to-case basis, we move forward, if so, for any other project that we take up in the future. So regarding the issue that was mentioned by the Honorable local MLA, I had visited the school myself. I spoke to the engineers after they complained to me about the water logging. There is a slight technical issue. The level of the land where the school is below the road level. And hence we find the stream which is on the other side, when it overflows, it goes over from the road and then flows into the school. It's a big problem, sir, for the school. There's no doubt about it. And definitely we are trying to see, it's a slightly engineering kind of a challenge, because as I said, it's at a lower level compared to the road level, and it'll require a big intervention for us to be able to resolve that, but we will do our best to look into it. So keeping in mind the future, and in a case and scenario where maybe if we do go ahead with different projects, sir, every aspect of water logging or movement of the water or drainage to be prepared, all of these technical aspects will be taken into consideration. Because we had an intention, and we still have an intention, to make this particular area into kind of a state-of-the-art kind of industrial estate. We want it to be very, very high standards from all angles. As I mentioned in the opening remarks, this is a very, very prime location. And the land which is lying there is being underutilized. And hence we desire to utilize it in a much more better manner. And in whatever scenario we move forward with, we will ensure that, number one, all the provisions of the law in terms of environmental aspect, in terms of planting of trees, this is not a forest land, so the question of us going under the Forest Act does not apply. So, but wherever the necessary aspects of growing of trees or other things environmentally which needs to be done, obviously will be done. All aspects of the water flow, of the road connectivity around that place, all of this will be planned in a very, very professional and technical manner. And the idea will be to make this into a state-of-the-art kind of an industrial estate. So, therefore, sir, the question of us bypassing or flaunting any laws related to whether national highway, whether environment, or any other aspect does not arise. Sir, a very important point which I would like to mention today, and I've been mentioning, of course, in the past few days also. Sir, our government has always been very, very clear. We want to do many things. We believe in taking our state forward. But we have been clear that it will always be with the consent of our people. We will always take our people on board. We have shown and demonstrated in the past that this government has the will to even come back on decisions based on the desire of the people. There were so many decisions we took in the larger interest. We wanted revenues to grow. So we decided that, yes, maybe we should have the Gaming Act. We expected revenues maybe to the tune of 500 to 1,000 crores, which could then be invested for larger development. And we could find ways in which we would be able to restrict the participation of our own people by ensuring that these kind of things and activities would be very far away and closer towards the border where the market is available. And we would be able to create a win-win situation. We did it with a good intention, with the intention to increase the revenue. But we realized that people's sentiments were not there with us. We realized that people were concerned that what other impacts it could have. And we realized that we were not ready to move into that area. So we took that bold decision. We were humble. We didn't worry about how it would hurt our ego. Because it is the will of the people that is most important to us. We listened to the will of the people. We listened to their concerns. And that's a great example of how this government works. And even in this project, it is going to be the will of the people. We are going to take the people on board. We are going to consult them. We will show them the good side of these projects. There is no question of bulldozing and going against the will of the people. We are here to serve the people of the state, sir. It's not about whether Chief Minister is right or he is wrong. What is important is the larger good of our people and our state. And that is what drives us to work, sir. Sir, in this project, we had a desire to start the large bottling unit. 300 crore investment would create 500 jobs. We faced challenges. Ultimately, the investors decided that they will shift the investment to Mendipata. In the same area, there's a large investment of close to 700 crores, which we are working for the last 1 year, for areas of bamboo processing. But again, we are facing challenges. And now this project is going to Tikrikela, where we'll be setting up the 700 crore investment. So we are, as suggested by honorable members, we are not just confining ourselves to one location. We're taking the suggestions in a positive manner. Again, listening to the will of our people, our members, and expanding the areas. I was speaking to our member from Karkutta, Mr. Rupert. He was telling me that he would like to put up an industrial estate in Adokri, because after the 4-laning comes up there, it will be a matter of just 45 minutes drive from Adokri industrial area to Guwahati airport and to main Guwahati city. A very, very good location for setting up large-scale industries. In fact, we are just finalizing on few areas of food processing, like banana as well as pineapple, because this area is very rich in it. So yes, sir, we are not just simply allowing ourselves to be, fixed and be stubborn and say it has to happen here. Absolutely not, sir. We desire, the companies desire, but we are giving options to them and they're choosing whichever option that they like, sir. So we have options. We will never force. We are given options of 2, so about 1,000 crores investment have just been finalized, and we are hopeful that this thing should move very fast. So we are doing, sir. We are keeping options open and we are allowing things. There's a pharmaceutical company that wants to put up a local pharmaceutical unit out here to produce generic medicine using high-end technology brought in from Switzerland and European nations. And they wanted to set up the industry here. And this would then provide the very important medicine at very, very low rate to the people of our state and the entire northeast region. And a small area of up to 5 acres was required for this. And this would involve our BE Pharma and masters in pharma. Close to about 30 of them would be employed in this location. And now again, this project, most probably, because of the not availability of land, we have shown them place in Mendipatar. We are hopeful that this will also close out there. So, sir, we are moving forward. But I just wanted to share that we are giving the options. We are allowing the investors to come and see. We have a small window. We have huge challenges from neighboring states who are offering much more to different large industries. And so we have to compete. So we cannot be made to look as if these issues are coming up too much in front. So I have a lot of challenge, sir. Because for them it's a matter of second they'll decide we're going to go to Assam or we'll go to Arunachal Pradesh. There's no reason for them to just be in Meghalaya. So these challenges are there, sir. But as I said, at the end of the day, we have to realize that while we do take care of these issues, I am not saying that these issues are not important. Absolutely, they're important. Absolutely. Is there any question of bulldozing? No question of bulldozing. No question. Any question of bypassing the local people? Absolutely not. No question of bypassing anybody, sir. But we need to find a way forward. That is all I'm saying. We need to find a way forward. We have to find options. We have to find solutions. If there are issues and challenges, as I said, we're ready to discuss and to share and to address concerns. And this is a great opportunity, as I said, for me to share that. That's why in the beginning I said, sir, I'm happy that this short duration discussion has come up, because this has allowed me to really clarify on so many important aspects. So, sir, we are continuing our efforts. We will continue to engage with the local leadership. He's a good friend of mine who calls me even at 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes when there's a problem in the constituency. And I am with him, sir. I am with him in the concerns that he has for his people. I am with the people of that area and the concerns that they have. And I want to give assurance that we will move forward only with the consent of the local people and the consent of the local leaders. I assure that, sir. But I also urge and encourage to have an open mind, to understand the overall larger picture of what we are trying to do out here, and walk and talk and find a way if there can be a meeting point where your concerns also are addressed. And we also as a state don't lose out the opportunity of these large investments and the job and creation and employment that we can get, and the different benefits of the different products that the people of the state will get. And I think it's important, sir, we all look at it from that larger picture. I've always mentioned, even yesterday, in fact, I was mentioning, because in the governor's debate, there was an issue and a question about unemployment. And I started by my reply by saying that this entire governor's address, the entire budget exercise, is to create employment. That is the crux of everything that we're doing, sir. Period. That is what is driving us. How many jobs can we create for our youngsters? That is really what it is. And that one focal point then allows us to do multiple activities and then link up, whether it's the skills, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it is tourism, whether it's IT, so on and so forth. And therefore, what we're doing today with the investment promotion policy is exactly this, sir. There's a concern by many people about the fact that we will be simply giving away land to the private sector and we will be bypassing the Land Transfer Act. Sir, there is no question, I want to make it clear on the floor of the House, there is no question of bypassing the Land Transfer Act. The Meghalaya Investment Promotion Agency will never bypass the Land Transfer Act. It is one of the most important acts that we have. It is one of the acts that has protected our people for years. And there is no way in which an agency can overrule an act that has been passed by this House. So let it be clear that there is no question of the Land Transfer Act being bypassed by the Meghalaya Investment Promotion Agency. The procedures that have been followed in the past, whether it is through the MIDC, whether it is through MTDC, whether it is through other government agencies that are there, MECL, it is the same provisions that will be followed by MIPA, nothing new. So the question of MIPA getting, the Meghalaya Investment Promotion Agency getting special powers does not arise. Why we did it? We did it because we realized that the single window is an industries department based nodal agency, focusing more on general industries that are there. But in today's world, people want to invest in a new hospital. In fact, we are having a beautiful hospital coming up in Khanapara side. Now, industries department doesn't have any clue, with due respect, about what requires for a medical hospital to come up, what criteria are there, what kind of standards to be followed. So, is the single window competent enough to do that? Well, maybe not. Tomorrow there are so many people who want to set up private colleges and universities, want to invest hundreds of crores. Where do they go? If they go to industries department, again with due respect, what are the standards to be followed? What are the different yardsticks that are there? Industries department may not have the necessary information. Yes, we can call the education department, we can send the file to them, we can do all of these things, but government cannot work like that. Government requires an institutionalization of systems. Things that will follow a process so that there is an ease of doing business. If tomorrow somebody wants to put up a big processing unit, agriculture department needs to be involved, horticulture, food processing needs to be involved, so on and so forth, sir. So today we are having large investments in sports. Very happy to inform that the Northeast United will be setting up one of the best residential football academies right here in Shillong. Large investment will be made by them Now for them to process this, how do they process it? So it is with that intention, only to streamline this, because again, sir, I want to go back to the budget speech yesterday. If you remember my first point, which I mentioned, the 10 opportunities, the first one was private investment. And I mentioned that the private investment will require $1 billion to be invested. That's about 8,000 crores plus. Now we have that goal. But to answer, sir, I'm replying, sir. This is not correct, sir. You don't disturb when others are replying.
What is your point of order?
On the Rule 300 and Rule 52, sir, no formal motion. There shall be no formal motion before the House nor voting. The member who has given notice may make a short statement and the minister shall reply shortly. So, sir, I think we had also submitted an amendment regarding that amendment brought by the government as far as the issue of Land Transfer Act is concerned. We will discuss, sir. We are ready to debate and discuss, but now we have to go by the rules, sir, because he has taken too much time on this duration, sir.
It is my responsibility.
If we are to go by the rules, sir, the rule speaks out clearly that the minister shall reply shortly. We are not allowed to speak, to give a lengthy speech.
Sir, there were 5-6 people who participated.
Still, sir, you have to go by the rule.
Sir,
we are not allowed as member to speak, to give a lengthy speech.
I'm allowing the Chief Minister to complete his reply.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I may put this to the knowledge of the members. When it comes to them bringing out issues, they can take as much time as they want. But when we have to reply to it, they don't want to listen to reply. This is not the way, sir, House works.
We are not allowed to give long speech, sir. In fact, we are restrained with 10 minutes and 5 minutes time, sir.
So
I think that is clear. The record is there.
Reply. These are all matters connected.
You may continue with your reply.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So therefore, the aspect of, and so why I'm connecting to this is because I need to explain that why we are going for this industrial zone and why we want it to come up. We want it to come up because we have to achieve all these things that we're doing. It's just not a decision we take one morning and say, let us take this land and convert it into industrial estate. No. It's part of a larger strategy for us to be able to achieve that goal, to be able to take our state to an 85,000 crore economy, create the 5 lakh jobs that we have promised. That is what I'm trying to explain, sir. So anyway, I will conclude, sir. I think the honorable members, as I mentioned, are more interested in only mentioning their points, but they don't have the patience to listen to the reply. I have nothing to say, sir. So I will clarify only a few more last points, sir, that when it comes to the MIPA, we have brought in this agency only to facilitate and promote the entire aspect of investment in the state, sir. And therefore, the question of us bypassing the public, bypassing the local leaders, bypassing our laws that have been laid decades back does not arise, is what my point was. MIPA is simply there to facilitate, and they will follow the same yardstick, the same rules, the same policies that have been followed in the past many, many years and decades by government agencies like MIDC, like MTDC, and so on and so forth, sir. So therefore, I would like to make that very, very important clarification. Honorable member has raised concerns about the overall air quality and water quality. I have replied yesterday that we have been conducting surprise checks many times. In fact, just in the last 3 months, almost 4 to 5 surprise checks have been done. They will continue. In fact, I will be making them more aggressive, let me assure you, because I am very, very particular about this myself. I will just tell you and share with you that I had given a call. I don't know if our Commissioner, our Principal Secretary is there or not. But I called up my principal secretary at 11:30 in the night and told him, I want you to go tomorrow night itself, quietly, to Byrni and check for yourself whether the standards are being met or not. Don't even inform the chairman or any officers. It's just between you and me. And only the last moment he informed them and took them. And that's how we closed down 4 or 5 units out there by doing this surprise check. That is the kind of commitment that we are showing, sir. And we will continue to do it. We will continue to do it. And therefore, let me again assure all the members who have raised this issue, especially the remover of this short discussion, and especially my dear friend Basotun, who is the local MLA, who was very concerned. He brought the local people to me. He brought the local villagers out there and all the people, and they have expressed their concerns. Sir, I am also concerned, and I can assure them that only when we show the plans to them, we show the details to them, and only when the people feel that, yes, we are comfortable with this plan, and then we can move forward, will we move forward. So that assurance I'm giving the honorable member and the people of Byrni in Jirang constituency and the people of the state at large. For us, it doesn't make any sense to bulldoze and do the things that are against the will of the people, sir. And therefore, once again thanking the honorable member for giving me this opportunity. So I look at it as an opportunity. I really was able to clarify so many misconceptions and so many areas. So I was very happy when this particular short duration came out. And I urge members to please come out with more such short duration discussions, because it allows us to clarify so many things that the people sometimes are misunderstanding. So with these few words, sir, I once again thank the mover and the participants for bringing this particular short duration discussion. And with this clarification, I resume my seat. Thank you, sir.
Only 2 observations. One is that I would like to express my deep sense of appreciation for all the clarification. It is always important to see that what we articulate in the House in sync with the is sync with the desire of the people to know what exactly is happening. So while I thank the Chief Minister for this exhaustive reply, but at the same time, I think there are 2 things which I would like to bring to the notice. One is that we have not, I didn't hear any member alleging the government in this instant case of bulldozing. We did not. I did not hear anyone that we say that the government is bulldozing. That is one part. I think he must have misheard or we are being misquoted. Another thing is regarding the forest. In my submission, I made it abundantly clear that when we define forests, irrespective of the your legal status, the definition of forest is defined as per the Act. So what this Honorable CM has referred to, that this particular land is not a forest land. We do not say that it is a notified forest land or it falls under the notified state reserve forest. But what is the definition of forest? The definition of forest is that all land more than 1 hectare in area with a tree canopy density of more than 10%, irrespective of ownership of legal status. See? So there's a definition. I think we also said once when our Honorable Deputy CM himself was looking at the forest. We have fine-tuned, redefined this definition, because this definition is always important for legal interpretation and whenever there is a legal conflict. So I think this particular reference to this area that it is not a forest land is not from the perspective of that this area is covered under state reserve forest. No, but it is from the perspective of the definition as per the law.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I respect the point mentioned by the Honorable LO, but the point here is we go with the official records that we have. My statement was very clear. As per our records, and I'm talking as of today, the 6th of March 2025, as per our records, this is not a recorded forest land. That is my statement, sir. Nothing beyond that. Now, if it has to be recorded as a forest land, which is under government forest land, the procedure which we followed, when we to notify, we will do all those things. That is aside. So post 6th of March, tomorrow, yes. Then we go into this, because that is a procedure we to follow. But as of today, it is not a record forest land. So what I'm saying, to keep quoting it, otherwise, sir, from that point of view, whole state is forest. And then everything, so tomorrow also, suppose I say that we are going to start a college out here, we'll say, oh, forest land is being used for college. So we can be generic in that line, which is also okay. But I'm going purely with a pure definition that is there. And I'm just saying that as per the records on the 6th of March, 2025, it is not a record forest. Tomorrow, if somebody writes, if somebody moves, we go ahead, we sign it, we find out how many trees are there, and all those calculations that is there as per the definition. That scenario is, sir, from tomorrow onwards. So I'm just talking today, as of now, the specific point that is there. As I said, it's just to set the record straight, because we keep saying forest land, forest land, forest land. So for it to be a forest land, it has to be categorized. It is not categorized as of today. As of today, it's not categorized as a forest land. That's all I'm saying, sir.
Akar, since you brought this short duration discussion, you may seek one clarification, please.
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank the Honorable Chief Minister for the reply. But as he said that this is not a forest land, but I believe that it is a plantation, because we saw so many trees are there in this 137 acres of land, and even fruit trees have seen there. So may the Honorable Chief Minister clarify on the matter.
Sir, again, it's the same point that Honorable LO has just mentioned. That, yes, if we go as per the Meghalaya Forest Regulation Act, so if there are 250 trees per hectare in a compact land of 4 hectares, then that is defined as a forest. But, sir, for that definition to be applicable, there has to be a process that is followed. And then after we do that, we declare that this is a forest land. That process has not happened. And hence, for us to say this is forest today without that process being followed, because suppose there are 249 trees, we don't know. So till that doesn't happen, all I'm saying is that we cannot use that word, is all I'm saying. Obviously, sir, from that angle, the whole of the state of Meghalaya is a forest. But my only simple point, and point being, sir, that we are always using this forest land word, and that is giving a completely different connotation to the entire discussion. It's an institute which has got a lot of trees in it. We are working towards, and obviously for industrial development, if it has to happen, then obviously we'll follow the procedure. If it is tomorrow is declared as a forest land, then the Forest Act will apply, where we have to then go for afforestation and procedures that are there that need to be followed, so on and so forth. So that's all I'm saying, sir. But for us to just start the discussion and debate by saying that this is a forest land being transferred industrial and kind of dramatizing the whole point, sir. I mean, it sounds nice. That's why we say it. All I'm saying is that it'll be better to be very specific on it. There are trees, no doubt, and tomorrow it could be declared a forest land, government forest or community forest or whatever, and we'll be happy to move forward in that line, and then procedures will follow. So if it is not a forest land declared, then a different procedure is followed. If tomorrow it is declared a forest land, as of now, as I said, it's not, because the procedure has not been followed. Then, obviously, if it's a forest, then we'll have to follow the procedure. That is all I'm saying, sir. But as of now, on the 6th of March, it is not as a recorded forest land in the records of the state government.